Hello, podcast listeners and viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Sloss and Humphreys on the Road. I wonder, if you listen back to this podcast, how many times that is my exact phrasing and cadence for the start of this podcast. Because while saying it there, I felt myself tuning out, and you only really get to that stage where you say something over and over again. I remember when I started stand-up comedy, I would always open the show with, "Hello, how are we all doing? Are we well? Are we good?" And every open spot, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, solo shows. How we all doing? Are we well? Are we good? How we all doing? Are we well? Are we good? And my mum pointed out after like 2 years, she's like, "You gotta fucking stop saying that. I've heard you say that 400 fucking times. Just open in a different way." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she just pointed out, I didn't realize that's how I did it. You know, when somebody points out a habit that you have that you're unaware. I caught myself doing it and it annoyed me. The first time I went on stage, I went, "Hello." Everyone went, "Hello." And I forgot every fucking joke I had ever written in my entire life. Every fucking joke I'd ever completely gnarly out of my head. Forgot to do comedy. And I'm fucking looking around. You know, I'm 2 years in, my set's no longer written on the back of my fucking hand. And I'm like, I've completely forget how wild. I'm like, don't ask them how they are. So what'd you do? Did you just go and fucking stand up? Oh, what stand up? To the point where I think it was about 30 seconds. It felt like a minute. And it took my mum yelling out what my opening joke was. Like 2 years into my career, she was like, "You're from Fife," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Fife." Anyway, this episode is me and Gareth Waugh. We check in obviously about Vegas. I obviously, as always, because I like to think it's like empathy, but I think it also just comes across as being like an over caring, intrusive, nosy piece of shit. But like I love watching other people become parents. Because obviously I've been through it, and you like comparing your experiences to find out how normal what you went through is. And Gareth's start was so similar, just in the sense that, you know, he didn't love his kid straight away, and I didn't love my kid straight away. So I've got another friend, just had a kid, 2 days old. God, he loves the kid. Oh man, he's obsessed, besotted. I'm like, can't fucking relate to that. So I check in with Gareth on that, and then it turns into Joe Rogan's podcast for about 15 fucking minutes. We start talking about DMT and shit like that. And it's still decent, but it's just heavy Joe Rogan. If you need to skip that, then feel fucking free to. Enjoy! Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
And that's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Are we in the same seats?
That's hack.
Ah, muggles.
Accidental rim job in the park.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Or am I just being cynical?
Muggled it up on fucking Mugglepedia.
Where have you been since 9/11?
So this question is a three-parter for you.
Okay.
Vegas, have you recovered physically?
No.
No. What
Not
are your ailments?
I've got a numb left arm.
Oh no! Fuck! I thought you were going to be like my nose hurts, I've got a sore throat, I'm still a bit run down.
My left arm doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say numb.
Smelling heaps of toast?
No.
That's a good sign.
It just doesn't feel right. It's fine.
Well, it's because it's your left, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while, like I feel mostly fine compared to what I was. Yeah, way better.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
The few days afterwards, I was like, "You're gonna have a heart attack."
yeah. Just googling the symptoms.
Well, do you remember I showed you halfway through Vegas my Google search from like 2 a.m. the night before, which was like the MGM Grand, comedians playing in Vegas, and how to look after your heart.
5 a.m, and it's like, if you Google this at 5 a.m,
die now.
Yeah, just the first 3 results are stop doing cocaine. Whenever anyone Googles this between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m, we know what's happening, buddy. Talk to Frank. Okay, so you'd say back up to what, 80%, 90%?
I'd say 90%.
90%. Okay. Vegas, have you recovered financially?
I did all right financially in Vegas.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't think it's...
You didn't sit beside Cullen the entire time?
No, I avoided them. In fact, the one day I did was the last day, which is the only day I lost at the casinos. Every other day I was up.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it was all right.
He was such a little curse boy.
It's like he touched you.
I'm actually really worried that I might be damaging his mental health because, obviously boys say horrible things to each other all the time.
Remember... You were saying horrible things, and I slapped the back of his head, and he said, "Stop hurting me physically and emotionally." And we had to be like, all right, sorry.
No, well, we crossed the fucking line.
Please stop hurting me physically and emotionally. He went like this.
I call him a jinx all the time because we play FIFA together. And you know, in football, Cullen has this knack for being like, he'll say, Harry Maguire's the worst player that ever played. And then Harry Maguire will score a perfect free kick. Overhead with his right, score a header, and then a left foot free kick, right? And it happens all the time. He'll say, this is going to happen or this player sucks, and it'll go the opposite way. Then, when me and Cullen play fucking FIFA together, he'll always be like, isn't that the player that we used to have for our team, but now plays for them? And then that player will score 7 goals. And I'm like, stop.
Stop saying anything.
Stop. And he'll be running up to go and be like, this will be an easy one-on-one.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, stop jinxing things. You're a jinx. And he's always taking it as a fucking joke. And he's always like, I'm not a jinx. You're just fucking paranoid. You're looking for excuses. And then in Vegas, the jinx really started to affect him. Like, it was a joke for a bit. And then, like, he just kept losing 50-50s. Like, he just kept losing 50-50.
Could not win anything. He lost everything.
But red and black, like, you have a 49% chance of getting it fucking right either way. And he still lost 9 out of 10 of them.
And if he was round about you, if he was at your table, you would then start losing. I could be winning loads, and then he shows up and I'm like, all right, cash out.
Proper curse. And he laughs about it for like 3 days. Day 4, day 5, but he's lost all of his own fucking money and everything. He's like, I think I am actually
if you own a Las Vegas casino, it'd be worth your time hiring Cullen to just wander around and chat to people. Ruin their day.
He'd be the perfect waiter.
Yes.
You know, people be annoyed that it wasn't a woman, but you know, he'd be there all the time. They'd be like, I'm getting a lot of free drinks, but Jesus Christ, I'm sinking a lot into this machine. It's just like some sort of black hole of terrible luck. Tiddly-dee, here's your pint. It's a mystery. Why? This is just all being sucked into this machine. I've never seen anything like it.
It's incredible.
I'm worried now that when we came back from Vegas, obviously we were all emotionally vulnerable. Like the Vegas WhatsApp really did just turn into like a 24/7 chat line for a lot of them.
Everyone just kept going, is anyone sad? Is anyone's nose ever not bled?
Yeah. Is anyone else having recurring nightmares of being chased down the Las Vegas Strip by a giant penguin? And 4 people were like, yeah, me too. And we're like, what happened to us all there?
I was saying to somebody, like, we're all in our 30s and 40s on that trip. People are like, we're mostly comedians, but like fathers, husbands, respected members of the community, people who run their own business. Like, we're all grown adults, but all it took was for somebody to go, for everyone to go, all right, then I'm doing the thing.
There's nothing off limits.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
I remember at one point somebody doing it to me, and I went, I'm a grown man, I'm a father, I am above God. Yeah, all right, I'll do it.
I can't.
You think that's going to work? Because you're absolutely right.
100%. Would a man who is able to vote, have a mortgage and drive his own car given to such pathetic... Well, then I'll neck 3 Guinnesses then. Then I'll neck 3 fucking Guinnesses.
Yeah.
Because you're all fucking full of shit.
And now I've got chest pains. Thank you.
I kept doing it to Cara the other day.
The chicken noise.
Yeah. I'd be like, he'll shut himself. She's like, it's your turn to change him. And I'd be like, and she was like, what? That's not going to work.
It doesn't work on women?
It does not work on women.
Oh my God.
You can cluck at a woman and they just... If you cluck at a woman, they just think you're being weird. It does not... I don't get me wrong. I think there are definitely women out there who you could do that to, and they would give it. There is a, there's a, but it is all men I know, all men, even men who are like my dad, who should absolutely know better. Yeah, I really reckon if me and my brothers were to sit around and put 3 shots of tequila in front of him, the man doesn't do shots, man doesn't drink tequila. Why would he? And we were to cluck enough for long enough, I think even my father would be like, I'll fucking show you this chicken. Yeah. My mum would be there for an hour. She would just join in the clucking. She would just think it was a game. It would never faze her.
If you want to be president of the United States of America, you just go up and go, bet you don't vote for me. You will sweep, clean sweep.
That's how Trump got the vote, essentially.
Yeah. If you don't vote for me, you're a chicken.
You're a bunch of clucks.
The biggest chicken. The biggest chicken. That's the way to do it. And then that's how his foreign policy was as well. Like North Korea, he kept going on Twitter going, and then the guy was like, all right, I respect you.
Yeah, you know what? You called me out and I am a chicken. Fair play. Fair play. Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
And then they signed some sort of... Was it a peace treaty that they signed?
I don't know what they signed. Nobody
God.
knows.
It's very funny, and I know this joke was probably made at the time, but because I'm so late to everything, Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un dick swinging. It's going to be the smallest dick swinging content. That really is.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of swing going on.
No, not a lot of twiddling.
Yeah.
Like a tiny little doorstop, just to...
Maybe that's it. When they both dropped the trousers at the same time, they just stared at each other and saw something like, God, my soulmate. Love lift us up where we belong. And they just start kissing.
No, the real rom-com is just that you pan... Just when they're about to kiss, they pan down. Their bellies are obviously touching. You pan down and their
wieners
cocks are
aren't.
not.
Yeah.
And it's just their wieners ready trying to reach for each other, but their belly's getting all the action. Like, no, please.
Maybe they've got nice warm bellies.
I bet they do, from all the urine on it. Fuck it. Get me on the Daily Show 7 years ago.
Crushing it, yeah. Yeah, if you had a time machine, would you kill Baby Hitler? Nope. No. I'd be on the Daily Show as not lead writer, but one of the writers.
Yeah. I would just go back with all of the stuff and be like, yeah, all me, baby.
So for this one, you need to imagine they're hugging and there's pee on their belly.
Yeah. I think I would do that. Like, if I could go back in time, I would definitely, give my parents like the script for Friends.
Yeah.
And then like the contacts in Hollywood, and then like kill Martha Kaufman and whatever the guy's called.
That's pretty good. I don't know why this has popped into my head, but there was a thing about like movies that have aged badly.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said one of the early Muppets movies, there's like 99 that came out, and it's a world where Kermit doesn't exist. And they flash forward to 2002, and it's a like skyline shot of New York, and the Twin Towers are there. So they've inadvertently said, by Kermit being around, 9/11 happened.
Oh yeah, the butterfly effect.
Yeah. So
maybe not even the butterfly effect. Maybe he was the actual mastermind behind the whole.
It's Kermit the Bin Laden was what they called him.
To be fair, it's not going to be him that's the mastermind. Even if he is top of the thing, it's whoever's doing the. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a fucking idiot.
Whoever's doing what? Sorry.
Whoever's got their hand up. Bring me up an X-ray of Kermit the Frog. Let's just
an X-ray.
Let's just blow Gareth's mind here.
X-ray is great. What do you mean?
It's very funny when you take Kermit into surgery and the doctors are like, "Oh man, okay, I'll play along," and they cut in, but there's actual real blood in there. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Do you know why Kermit's the lead Muppet?
No.
Because he was the lightest one, so it's the one that you could operate for the longest. So they just went, "Fuck it, he's the leader."
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
There's way better candidates.
Just fucking see.
Just a wee frog with a banjo. Forget about it.
That's why. That's why we needed. So you tell me if there was a hench or Jim Henman.
Yeah.
Like if he was to hit the fucking
He was
thing back.
Jim Henchman.
Jim, and Jim already works.
Yeah. The puppet won't fit on his arms because they're so swole.
Every time he fits his hand in, just a tear leaves its little ping pong ball eye.
Again.
Please don't flex. No, yeah. Just we would have much fucking bigger, maybe a big gorilla.
The thing can't really speak. It's like, can't move my hand in this thing. Yes, that's what I'm saying. If he was a big old boy instead of a sad puppet maker, he's making puppies. He's not going to be hench.
Do you think you would be? Do you think you would be good at writing, like children's television or like a children's book? Because all celebrities do eventually end up in.
Yeah, everyone says that. Oh, you're like it's so easy, but the ones that are good, like that, not everyone can do that.
Yeah, you do have to find something new. Like
Yeah.
if you find something new and it's really good, then it's excellent. But then a lot of the stuff is just Captain Fart Pants and the
That's pretty good. It's pretty
big
good.
Poozilla monster.
I seen a book that was coping for anxiety for 7 to 11-year-olds yesterday.
Oh, that's not a...
And I was like, well, I get that they've maybe got it, but I don't think they should cope with it. I don't think they should have a book for it.
Yeah, no. And like,
you're just a bit anxious
that on the
sometimes.
bus to
You'll
school.
be brave one day.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know much about child psychology, but that's what I went boomer brain. I went... That seems. I showed Laura. I was like, load of this 7 to 11.
Fucking these weak ass bitches.
They don't just listen to some. I don't know. Panic at the Disco. Cheer up. What do the kids listen to?
Yeah,
Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco would be terrible for a kid with anxiety. They're like, that's the thing I do all the time.
Yeah, and I hate discos.
I remember my dad taking me to a disco when I was younger, and I didn't know any of the other kids there. And so we...
Whoa, just like a disco?
Well, it was one like in the local area, I think.
Oh, like a community hall thing.
Yeah, so like I went along, and I didn't know anybody there. I was like, oh, that's...
Which is mad, because that's your local community.
Yeah.
You're
So
like, how's it possible that I go to the only
Where
private
do all
school
these kids
and-
come from? Yeah.
None of you are at high school because you're all my age. How is this fucking possible?
And so, like, I looked around a little bit, and my dad was like, "So, you okay? Will I leave you?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't know anyone here." And then, as we were leaving, a song came on. And I think it was the cartoons, Ting Tang, Walla Walla Bing Bang. And I went, "Can we listen to this thing?" Go. I made him sit and listen to the song before he took me out again. I went, "All right, that's enough for me."
Did you at least dance to it, or were you just there?
No, I just sat on a chair. I think I had my hand over the back, over the chair, and was like,
a little scotch. Be like, this is just a classic.
Yeah,
really
candy
gets
necklace.
me in the mood.
Yeah, so very good.
One of those chocolate cigarettes. Remember those?
I do.
They were so disgusting as well. They were
Yeah.
just disgusting. Probably not in your. Did you? Probably were too young to those. Cause
Candy cigarettes as well. They had the little white ones.
yeah.
Did you?
Two in my stocking Christmas. One of them was
Just
coffee
what?
flavoured, though.
Oh, so we're already on different candy cigarettes here. What are your
Dad
candy-
walks in on you.
Cigarette. It
Ah.
was just like cigarette shaped, but it was just chocolate.
Yeah.
Aye, and shitty, horrible, and they're like, and you're like, is this sugar paper? And they're like, no, it's definitely not sugar paper. And you're like, is it edible? And they're like, well, paper's technically.
Dad
edible.
walks in on you, and a dairy milk makes you smoke the whole packet.
Chocolate. It was a cigarette shaped.
Oh, then different ones. So you used to be able to, like, from the corner shop, buy, like, they were literal cigarette packets, and you opened them up, and it was a pack of like 20 little, and it was the worst
Yeah.
crumbly chocolate, so like American chocolate, like
Yeah,
before
yeah.
they discovered milk. And they had this horrible paper on the outside, but you'd buy it because smoking's obviously cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you could be out in the fucking playground. And
Oh, well, it's like cold and stuff. You'd always go outside and be like,
yeah,
nothing. That was great fun.
Yeah.
and parents were like, it's fine. They're having a laugh.
Yeah. And what negative effect or long-term effect has that had on either one of us?
Well, I've actually quit vaping since Vegas.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't had a drink or a vape since.
Wow. Me too.
Yeah, going good. Because the problem is I love elf bars. They're so good. They're going to get banned in Scotland soon.
I can't wait. I'm so good that they have to do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of the time where I'm like, we need more authority.
Take that away from us,
Fucking
yes.
Stop it. What are you talking about? What are you legalize marijuana, but get rid of this as fast as fucking
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
You cannot sell this to people. This is insane. It's so bad across the fucking board. But God, it's
Because I got a vape in Vegas and I was on it all the time. And I kept saying to Matty, I mean, when this is done, I'm done. And it lasted forever. I was like, go away. All day, just like, why is this still going?
the coke wank equivalent of an e-cig.
Oh, totally. I was just saying like, oh my God. And then we got to the airport, it was still going. I just chucked it in the bin. I went, get it to fuck.
Well, no, then you're not allowed to quit. That wasn't the deal. That wasn't the deal you made with the universe.
Shit. Oh well.
So you're not, until you go back to Vegas and find that very fucking one, you gotta keep vaping.
All right then. You twisted my arm. I did see the F1 was there and I was like, let's go back.
Oh, well, we definitely will go there for the F1 one day.
Yeah.
Like,
Incredible.
yeah. And also, you got to find out what fucking it's the best hotel and just watch it from there.
That's the other thing. I don't feel like I feel like we've done loads, but I also feel like I've done nothing while we were there.
Yeah. It
The amount of
does.
shit I just missed.
Because
I didn't even miss anything. I
No,
could have
no,
just. I should have went to the Cirque du Soleil show. I think.
Yeah,
But I hate the Beatles.
I regret not seeing that. Yeah, I think the Beatles are fucking naff. I do regret that.
But them coming back and being like, it was the most incredible show I've ever seen in my life. I was like, okay, well, I respect all your opinions.
Aye, you did like the Magic though,
I love the Magic.
Matt King.
That was so good.
Aye.
Somebody
thought-
said afterwards, like, you enjoyed that, didn't you? And I was like, oh, I thought we were all enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, no. I
must have been
think we
enjoying
did all
it
enjoy it,
more.
but I think you were one of the ones where it's like, oh, you're a naysayer. If you didn't enjoy it, you'd be like sop at the fucking
The jousting.
joust. Be like, this is fucking shit.
Yeah.
This is gash. This is fucking all right, sop it. Jesus, we know it's not real combat.
I don't like the rope tricks magicians do when they cut the rope and like I'm like I get it it's a rope
Yeah.
trick. He did it well, but at first I was like, oh, here we go. But then after that it was just all uphill.
Yeah. Anytime, like, even when I know how it's done, but my problem is always, I like magic itself.
Yeah,
I find
it's
that.
magicians.
It's always the magician. It's always the fucking charade on top and the character and the creepy and the crap fucking banner.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy's been doing it for fucking 22 years in Vegas.
He was old school showbiz. Whereas I saw the most incredible magician in the Fringe last year, but he was a magician.
Yeah.
He started the show by going, I've been doing shows where I impress the audience, but this year I wanted to do a show where I impress myself.
Oh,
and I was
wanker.
like,
every time he reveals your card.
Let me pick a card, you cunt.
Yeah, it's always from your the lower back of your girlfriend.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, and here it is again. You're like, can you pull it from anywhere else? He's like, I don't think I can. It's just such a
there's so
sweet,
much space
sticky
in there.
spot down there.
Sticky.
Oh, there's one in the crack. All creeps. Right, we have to go let Jamon into the house.
Okay.
Would you ever consider laser eye surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's quite expensive though, isn't it? Really.
definitely.
For they always do it per eye, which I think is sneaky.
Yeah, they're like,
It's only £800 per eye.
like who's getting one eye?
Yeah.
Who's out there being like, you know what? I'll just
Yeah,
put an
do
eye
it
patch.
down there.
Yeah, it's 800 quid for one eye
see
and
how it
2
is.
quid for a fucking iPod. That'd be great. I think it would be, because if you did get, if you could see out of your dick, I think you would have a moral obligation to become a proctologist.
Right. Yes. Go in there and check for cancer.
You can see more in a butt health wise than you can see in a vagina. Although you can be a gynecologist, it's like you're not not with your depth, buddy.
check the back of the throat.
Yeah. You could be a dentist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'd want an eye in the vagina.
It'd be quite awful. Even that one, like going all the places you would hope they would go.
If there was an
So
eye
if
above
there's something, I don't know if you've seen a camera go up the arse before, but
No.
the footage is not great.
Nah.
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 The whole time you'd be like, oh, you close it. I'm going to come. Oh no, I'm going to look at it all.
I know. I am worried because when are we due our first finger up the arse exam? When's that?
50, I think.
Is it 50 or is it 40? Find out when you have to get your first prostate exam. Because look, I'm worried about it, and not in the old. Oh, I'll not get a fucking. I love a digit up the arse.
Yeah.
That's my worry.
Yeah.
That I don't like. It must be common, but I don't care how fucking common it is. I don't want to get an erection
Yeah.
with my doctor.
I think they know. Got the finger up there, they're grabbing the back of your hair.
Yeah, he's spitting on me.
Oh, doctor.
You guys call me daddy.
It's at 45 at the earliest, but usually 50.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Still got a bit of time.
Okay.
Be dead
so
before then.
how many years before how many years have we got left of still paying for it?
17. No, well, 18 for you.
Yeah.
17 for me.
Because it must happen. It must, there's,
People getting horny?
not horny,
Well, I
but
had problems with my balls.
man,
for a long time.
if I have coke dick and you put a finger in my arse, I'll get an erection. There's magic.
Yeah.
There's a button up there. It's just the on button.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I go in there and the doctor's like, I know he's a professional. I don't know.
Yeah.
He probably sees it all the time. But in my head, I don't want to be those people that don't have that self-control.
You see it all the time. I don't know how often they're seeing it. It'd been good to know. But I had problems with my balls from when I was about 17 to 25, long time. And every time I went, I was like, oh,
What's wrong
God,
with
please don't be. I don't think they ever fixed it. I think it was a hernia.
In your balls?
Well, no, but the fluid was going into the balls.
The fluid from what? The hernia?
Yeah, I think so.
Ew, gross. What's in a hernia? What's hernia
I
fluid?
don't know, just fluid in it.
Were your balls getting bigger?
One of them was getting huge
Oh,
and
man.
painful. I had to
Oh.
lie down for 3 hours to make it go away.
Really?
Yeah.
How much bigger than the other one?
3 times.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it was awful.
Oh, man.
And from when I was 17 to 19, it was every week I was getting this. I was just like, fucking hell.
Were you ever getting laid in that time?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, that's very in depth. But
Yeah.
if I was to ejaculate, it would cause the pain to not show up.
Oh, so coming would get rid of it?
Yeah,
For how
but
long?
preemptive. I would not get them for ages. But if I was aroused for a long time,
God,
then
that sounds like
would
such an
happen.
actress. You sitting there with an overflowing ball, just
Yeah.
being like, "I need you to drain me."
I literally got
the
blue
pain
balls.
can end." Yeah, it's like
I did, and my
your
girlfriend was
at the
like,
time,
"Oh,
like, "This is unbelievable."
Yeah,
You're like,
you
"I'm
got to
not."
help me. So yeah, sometimes that was straining, which is why I think it was the hernia. Oh. But I got an operation to prevent torsion. So basically, they attach it to the foreskin to stop them twisting around. They thought one was twisting, but it wasn't that.
God,
So they're attached now to the old Santa's sack.
there you go. So like those people who wear their tongues too attached to their bottom,
Yeah.
so they can't eat
You
pussy.
say those people, you mean babies? When they're tongue-tied, they can't eat out of the ball?
Is that what that is?
Oh, no, it's when they can't breastfeed, actually.
Aye. Well, no, but a lot of people, probably those people, born with that bit their tongue too long. Like Kai's brother's got it,
Right.
And it means when he sticks his tongue out, he can't get it further than
Oh, God.
he can't eat pussy.
It sounds like a big excuse.
Bunch of fucking DJ Khaled's out there.
What was the other one? The woman that was married to Catherine Zeta-Jones said he got throat cancer. Kirk Douglas? No. Or his son, Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas said he got throat cancer from eating bad pussy.
I mean, great. So, what?
Without any irony, he was like, I got off Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah. That bitch stinks.
And you're like, man, you know this isn't like 1875 and we know how diseases are caused now. You can't just be like, it's because of that witch, you stinky cunt. And people are like, well, it must be true. I'm a doctor. I wear a crow's mat. We have science now. I got it from that stanky ass. Buddy, we've got 19,000 photos of you smoking cigars.
Nope, not that.
That
bad pussy
ass hooch.
That coochie was off.
Yeah,
well past the sell-by date.
Because the amount of porn stars who would then be coming out being like, "You want to talk about fucking throat cancer? Jesus, I got liver failure, buddy." The other question I wanted to ask you, and I know I asked you this heaps on Vegas as well, but it's just because I find your journey so very interesting. It must have gotten annoying for you. It's just me every day being like, do you miss your son yet?
I missed him by the end for sure.
Yeah.
But the first few days I didn't even remember he existed.
No, how could you, man? The first 2 days are like, the airport leaving is always the difficult part because you always feel bad. You always feel like guilty. You're like, even though, and you go, it's my job. I have to do this. Or in this case, you're like, it's a stag do. I'm legally entitled to go. But by the time you're on the plane, you're like, I'm free. I can sleep. Day 3,
with
4.
The boys, get the drinks in.
Aye.
But there was a point where Laura tried to FaceTime me with the baby, and I wasn't hungover. I was hungover. I was starting to drink again though, but I was like, when you've really got to force yourself. Morale's low. Everyone's like, "Oh fucking hell!" I was at like drink 2 of that stage.
Yeah, and
I've never felt like a bigger piece of shit.
You're drinking, but you're in deficit. So even though you're 5 drinks in, you still have 2 more to go till you're technically sober.
Yeah.
And then we start to get drunk again, and we're having a good time.
But she tried to FaceTime then, and I just went, I don't need to see either of you right now because this is at my lowest. Sat in a dark casino drinking a slushy mojito. How
fucking good were those fucking
so
raspberry daiquiris? Yeah. I must have had 3 a fucking day.
They were quite cheap as well compared to everything else.
Yeah.
They do some stuff good. Shots, good and bad. They do the shots are massive.
So that's why in America and I always get fucking shit for it, and I deserve shit for it because of what I'm about to say. It's got to be lemon drop shots. You got to order lemon drop shots because they come in fucking whiskey tumblers. First of all, right?
Yeah,
they are. I'm going to say minimum 50 mils.
Yeah,
like it's like, but on average, an American shot is fucking 75. It's a big ass. It's never one gulp. It's 2 or 3 big fucking swallows. And with whiskey, that's a fucking nightmare. With tequila, that's a fucking nightmare. With some buka, that's a fucking nightmare. But with a delicious lemon drop, which is just heaps of vodka and some other shit, it gets you absolutely messed up. That was the first night when I had so many of them. I feel like fucking Zach Braff and Scrubs, like just drinking my fucking apple
teeny, easy on the teeny.
But God, I love lemon drops. They got me so drunk that first night.
Yeah,
like remember when. You won $400 from.
I do.
Yeah, what a great day.
That was good. I was about 80 down, and then you said, "What's it going to be?" And I was like, "Red, obviously." And you just stared at me and put it on. Cullen was nowhere to be seen.
Yep. So that's the only reason why I went ahead. And then was it red again?
Red again. You doubled it. Yep.
Aye.
That was pretty good.
Did the same thing for Ricketts, and then fucking Cullen was like, let me in on that. and my money had barely touched the machine before it disappeared.
Yeah.
The waitress came around and she went, I'll save you the time.
Yeah.
He gets it wrong. Thanks for the tip, toots.
I enjoyed learning craps on the little machine.
Yes.
Me and Kai were playing it, and I was like, how do you lose at this game?
Yeah.
We were winning loads. I think we went from like $20 to like $70, the 2 of us. And I went, let's go play.
So you got like a real good spree.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know. Well, it started off with a bunch of 7s, which means you win. And then it started playing. And I was like, this is the easiest game in the world. Went over to the craps table. I've never lost $200 quicker in my life. It just went like that. What the fuck happened? You're like, yeah, sorry, you suck.
Yeah. It's a real. I still haven't fucking played it. Like, I understand the rules and stuff, but like like the reason I like roulette is because even and like just with machine is, even though that's passionless, I'm still putting passion into it. Like God, it means so much to me. So me and Kelly kept fucking laughing about putting all of our money on one number and just looking at each other dead in the eyes and being like, "This is so important to me.
Yeah,
this I need this so much, not only financially, but like my day
emotionally.
On
I need
this.
it.
I'm emotionally, I'm down, and the only thing that's going to get any serotonin is this go ahead. I'm ruined. I'm a dead man.
Yeah. There was a point where you all went on the roller coaster in New York, and I couldn't go on because I was too stoned. And I sat with Elliot on the roulette machine, and he was like, "What's your strategy?" And I went, "Fuck you!" And I just kept looking at him and just touching the screen. And he was like, "You're just waiting." I went, "Fuck you! What's my strategy?" And whatever it was came in. I got like $150 from 20. I was like dying laughing. I was like, it was worth losing $20 for the bet, but for it to come in, it was way better. And Elliot was like, "Fuck off! That's so annoying."
I had a bit of a spree with Cullen where I would just do big bets in front of him and they would come in because he was so uncomfortable with the amount I was betting.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I think I put like 20 on Black 11,
and
then like 5s on other numbers, and I was mullered at this point. I don't even think I don't think I consciously put 20 on. I think it was like a wrong chips, piled them up, some fell in my fucking hands, and I looked around the table and the ball's already spinning. And Cullen sees me and I'm like, you've got to stall us out. Yeah, you can't flinch. You can't be like, didn't mean that. Otherwise, you'll have your life. You've got to turn around and be like, inside, dying, devastated, crushed. I'm like, what kind of fucking prick do you? I mean, you know, it's just $20, but what a dick. What a fucking knob. Big bug boo. Black 11.
Shut up.
Oh, God. Lost it an hour later. But cashed that in. Cashed that in for, I think it was 607. It must have been 740, something like that.
Yeah.
It was
32 to 1, so 32 times 20.
640.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It was a good day.
That's great.
Yeah,
because that would have crushed him. That's all it was for.
Yeah, and that was the actual winnings. I made him come up and collect it with me.
I forgot about this. When Cullen was betting and he just turned to me and was like, "I really need this to come in." It wasn't a bet. He had $20 on black. He went, "God, I need this. Like, I need it for me to have a good night." And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And I started putting money in the machine, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." And I just put on red. And he was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Put 20 on red. Red comes in. And he's like, "You rat! Why would you do that? Why would you do that in front of me?" And I just took the money straight away. Walked up to the machine. He's walking with me to the machine, going, "You're a fucking dog. You're a piece of shit. You fucking ruined me." That, like, it's not even a laugh. Nobody was there to see it. It was just me and you. And then I cashed it in, and I went to give him $20, like give him half of it, and he just went, "No, I'm not taking that. That's dirty money." And my plan was always to give him the money, just if he didn't. But then he just wouldn't take it.
He's a man of principles and zero luck.
He was walking around like he showed up to the airport with a stick and a handkerchief on it, fingerless gloves everywhere. He's like, "Boy, I'm going to be lucky today." His top hat with a big flappy bit at the top.
It keeps his rabbit.
The rabbit's dead.
Yeah. Had to eat it. It. Lost so goddamn much.
Yeah, but he did in the desert.
When do you remember? What was the point where you were like, "Okay, I miss my child now"? Was it like a photo, or was it like was it one of those things where you're just like, I've put 50 in the machine. Yeah, I turned it into 260. But the problem is I didn't cash it out, and I bet all that 260 on one thing, and it's not come in, and I wish I was dead. I miss my son. Or was it? There
was a point in the middle of the night after the roast night where I was lying in bed, I got a bit of a chest pain, and I went, "Don't die." And that's when I went, "Oh God, I want to see that kid grow up."
Oh yeah. Can't leave him without dad.
Then the other low point was last day. I had $30 cash left, and Rooney said, "Oh, chuck it in the machine." I went, "No, this is Arlo's Teddy money." And then 5 minutes later, I chucked it in the machine and lost it all. I went, "Oh, fuck, now I'm going to put a Teddy on a card." So that was a little... Rooney went, "You said it was Teddy money." I went, "Yeah, and you mentioned there was my machine nearby." That's all it took.
Yeah.
The wobbly tooth.
He didn't even make a fucking chicken noise. That was
No.
the worst bit. Not
I was like, I'll play craps because you always went on that. Fuck! Gone! Gone immediately.
I'm a dead man.
Give it back! I showed people that sketch at like 4 a.m. because nobody knew what we were on about.
From Tim Robinson's The Characters on Netflix.
Yeah. I put it on and everyone was like, oh, right, that makes so much more sense.
It's one of the funniest sketches in
Yeah.
the whole wide world. Some people I show it to within 20 seconds, I'm like, they're going to fucking hate this.
Yeah.
And it's a long sketch if you don't like it. But when you watch it and it slaps, you're like, I've just introduced these cunts to fire here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I remember you showing me, I think you should leave in Sydney for the first time. You're like, you're going to love this.
oh yeah.
And I was like, I love this.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, this is immediately for you. Gareth,
Yeah.
they made you a television show.
Yeah, they did.
But the good thing was they put it on Netflix so the rest of us could
And they
also
called it, I think you should leave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
New season is out on the 25th or 30th of
Yeah,
May.
it's soon.
So excited. So fucking excited. Did you ever watch, oh, fuck, it's gone out of my head, but I've spoken about it on the podcast. It's Sam Robinson and, oh, God, I hate when my brain does this.
Yeah.
Adam Pally and Sam Robinson in a television show on YouTube where they are the like best friends of like this celebrity. From like he was their childhood friend, he became famous.
Yeah.
They give up their whatever futures they have to just be, you know, in his entourage, and then he dies.
Oh.
It's just about them going back to normality. It's hysterically funny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's you got the name of it? Making History. Nope. Adam Pally and Sam Robinson. Was it Sam Robinson?
I don't know
Sam
either of those people.
Richardson, Sorry.
It's hard to be a producer on this show.
Yeah.
You've got to guess what people mean.
It's like that thing if the government could fucking chip you and read your thoughts, would you let them do it? And I'm like,
God,
at
yeah.
first no, but I'm like, but would they?
They already know my
Would
thoughts.
they remember things for me?
Champagne,
Illinois. Thank you. It's on YouTube. If
I'll give it a watch.
if you've got a big bag of weed and you need to kill 6 fucking hours, it's absolutely hysterical. It's so good.
Have you played the game Monument Valley
No.
on your phone?
No.
I think that stoned would be excellent. I was playing it last night and I thought, if I was stoned, I think I would love this.
Monument Valley.
Yeah, very
Sell
good.
it to me.
It's just like a geometry sort of based puzzle game.
Okay.
So you've got to try and get your character like to the end of the level, but you can turn things and like twist it and like. So basically, it's like an MC Escher painting, but they change the perspective of the level all the time.
Okay.
It was really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
It's not hard though. That's the thing. I was like, this is so easy, but just the music and the little animation stuff, I was like, this is cool.
I go through cycles on my phone where I'm like, I get addicted to apps and find myself scrolling them often
Yeah.
or playing those games often. And then what I'll do is like, God, I'm spending like 10 hours a day
Yeah.
on my fucking phone here. I'm going to delete 4 of those apps and then that'll reduce me down to like 2-3 hours a day. And then I delete those apps and then I spend 10 hours on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not reducing.
Not the
it.
apps
No,
that's the
it's-
problem.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the.
But the Monument Valley is only 10 levels, so you can't be on it all the time.
It's only 10 levels and then
Yeah.
it's done.
And it's done.
Then it's finito.
Yeah, I think there's a third one. Oh, I knew there was a second. I didn't know there was a third.
Oh.
There you go.
So if you've played this as well,
I've played the first 2 in high school.
okay.
What do you play on? On mobile?
Yeah, mobile.
Yeah. Because I was thinking it can't be another.
Do you remember the telephone at the N gauge?
No.
It was, oh God, I'm going to guess this is 2004. Jack, you might want to look this up, the Nokia N gauge.
Was that the one that was like this?
Yes, it was the first one that was meant to be like a gaming
Oh,
one.
no. I'm thinking of the one. Do you remember the Nokia one that was like a circle? But it had 2 points in it? It was like this. It was so weird.
No.
Oh, man. I'll find it. It was incredible. I remember wanting one, but one of the most impractical phones must have been.
The N gauge was awful because it was like a full fucking controller and that you could type and stuff so you could play Tomb Raider. And, oh my God. Oh, I do remember that.
Oh, what was it called?
Oh,
It doesn't actually-
Yahoo! And that the N gauge.
6,000. Wait, 7,600. Whatever I said. Oh, yeah, there's the Engage. Oh, yeah, I do remember all that.
That's not the N gauge there.
Is it not? Okay, Engage some free.
What was the one I had?
Is it that one?
It was that one. So you had to hold up to your ear, and it just looked like it looked like you were holding one Dumbo ear to the side of your fucking head, because the speakers and microphone were put at such a point that you couldn't really hold it flat. God, it sucked as a phone.
There was a little period in the early 2000s there where mobiles were insane.
Oh, it was a lawless time, and it was also in the time when there was no law in Europe about what size chargers could be.
Yeah.
So there were literally 25,000 different types. Every single Ericsson had a different type of charger. Nokia, Samsung, Motorola, like all the fucking dead brands.
I think that was an excellent thing that they did when they went, no, this is fucking great. You all have the same charger.
Yeah. And
what are you all doing?
And fucking Apple being the first cunts that were like, no, we'll just pay the fine.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're
but
still going to...
they're going to go USB-C now anyway.
Are they?
They've gave up. They're like, yeah, all right, that's better.
Aye.
It's better than our one. I was thinking this the other day because the charger I got with this phone is USB-C to USB-C. I mean, that's so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Why would you not give me the normal thing? Because every bus you're on, every like train, it's always got a little USB socket.
Mm-hmm.
They've just fucked it all over again. Anyway, I've got other stories.
No. I just often...
really grinds my gears.
It does become a middle-aged rant. We're not middle-aged yet, are we?
No, well, I mean, depends when we die, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I guess if you look at the finale of it, but I mean, technically when
I might have been middle-aged when I was 17, who knows?
Yeah, fuck.
There's a thought.
This is,
Could die any minute. My uncle had a heart attack when he was 32.
Did he?
Yeah, he's survived it. He's still alive.
Aye.
But
was he a gearhead?
I don't know. My dad said something. I asked him about it, and he said, like, I think it was mostly a lifestyle thing. And I was like, well, what does that mean? I didn't ask. Could be, or it could be, like, smoking loads and eating bad. I don't know what he meant. But it could be. Who knows? Anyway, that's me done with drugs.
Forever? That you tapping out?
Yep, tapped out. Not like weed or...
Okay.
I'll probably try mushrooms at some point.
Yeah.
Love to try DMT.
Yeah, man, I sometimes think about, I think I'll do DMT again. I'm like, it's not for me. Like, every time I do mushrooms, I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I feel happy because that's what the drug's making me.
Yeah.
But I can feel my conscious, like, who I am underneath the drug being like, this is shit. If I wasn't filled with drugs, I wouldn't be enjoying this because, man, I don't like the visuals. I don't like things being trippy. I'm not a fucking spiritual person.
Yeah.
DMT is also just my rigid, conscious atheistness just going up against this.
Because it does feel spiritual, I think. I watched a video of a guy talking about a trip he went on. He went to this dome and he met these creatures there. And he said they was communicating, but the way they communicated was they like spoke objects into existence. And I was like, that sounds a little bit like a fourth dimensional being according to string theory. And I was like, well, maybe that's how you because you don't know, like if you're a 2D being, you don't know how to get into the 3D world. So maybe that's our way of doing it. And then I went, just carry on with life.
I remember when I did DMT, did the meditation thing with Kai, breathed in, didn't do enough to break through,
right?
But like my visuals immediately started going.
I
remember we were at the old house. I had that fucking rug, and we were sat on that. And I remember like bits of the rug were like they were all wriggling, and some of them were like crawling out, like detaching themselves from the rug, and then across my hand, crawling like caterpillars and going back into the thing. And I remember being like, I know this isn't happening. Like this isn't happening. This is all the drugs. But like, and I'm getting closer because but it's visually happening. And I'm like, right, let's analyze this to fuck because I'm seeing this happen. And I know for a fact it's not happening. And then people often talk about like the beings that you talk to, like it's, but it's not like a conversation. You don't say anything. It's in your head. So it's, some people believe it's you talking to your consciousness. Some people believe it's you talking to whatever spirit's on the other side. I think you're just on drugs. They were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, this isn't real. And I know it's not real. And they were like, oh, man, none of this is real. And I was like, yeah, but like this isn't like the real to me. Like I'm not into all that. And they were like, oh, you're not ready for this. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And they were like, okay, we'll leave. And then that was that. And then I sort of just like came out of it and the rug was no longer moving. Oh no, there was the other bit as well. Just when it kicks in, like literally when you take it in, like I felt myself about to fucking freak out, like about to be like, oh God, this is awful. And then just like the most overwhelming sense of calm I've ever experienced in my entire life. It was like somebody was constantly spooning you, but just out your peripheral vision.
Right.
It was just like being in a bean bag all behind you. Like there was there was no danger at any point. Like even though I was like, this is freaky, I didn't have the capacity to feel fear.
Right, okay.
So even though I could acknowledge, I was like, this is definitely freaky, and if I was my normal self, I would be freaking the fuck out. But I'm the calmest I've ever been in my entire life, and it would be impossible for me to
freak out.
Aye. And if that's what happens when you die, death.
It's going to be all right because your brain releases DMT, right?
Yeah. So if that's the feeling, if that sense of calm happens when you die, I can tell you right now, great way to die.
See, that's all quite. I mean, welcome to two white guy podcasts talk about DMT.
Yeah, welcome to the Scottish
next
Joe
up,
Rogan.
why women are problematic.
Yeah. They're too woke.
But because I always think, oh, that'd be cool to break through and meet like another being or something, even if it's in your head. I thought that would be quite a fun experience. But really, I know what would happen is I would freak out immediately. Satan would come up from the ground himself and drag me down for 2 hours and just be like, you shouldn't be doing drugs. I'm like, I know!
Yeah.
And then I'd come out and go, well, that was terrible. I didn't enjoy that.
Your balls.
Yeah. I just hear something terrible. Cut my own dick off. I don't know. There'd be something bad.
I think it was Shane Moss was doing DMT like once a day for like 3 weeks and stuff, just because he loved it, right? But because what he was saying, because time doesn't exist when you're in there. Like, it's a really weird thing to say, but like it's absolute arbitrary. Like I was high for 1,000 years, and I was high for 20 seconds. By an actual real work time, I think it was 15 minutes. But you know, at the time I was forever. I was in there.
Yeah,
and also no time at all. Shane Moss, he would break through regularly. And in this other fucking plane, he says he had this just other life. Like he had a wife and like fucking kid and stuff. But they were
that sounds like a lot of admin to do what you could do here.
This blue alien fucking race,
right.
and it's all and all they're a hunter fucking gatherer tribe. And he's only gone for 15 minutes in the real world, but he's in there for like a day. He's like, man, I remember the full conversations I had with these people. Like we sat around the campfire. I remember cooking. It was my turn to cook. Like all this fucking stuff. And And every time he goes in, they're like, hey, you're back, and they hang out whatever. And after 3 weeks, he stops doing it, and then it gives his friend some to try, and his friend goes away and tries it. And he comes back the next day, and he's like, how was it? And he was like, it was weird. They were asking for you. Like I broke through. I went to this like weird place where there were all these sort of tribes and stuff, and they were like, "Do you know Shane, this other guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Yeah, we've not seen him for a while." And when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, because Shane for me is at least a fucking credible source. You ever seen his stand up?
Yeah, I used to love him. I seen him in Australia for the first time like 10 years ago.
He's so fucking funny, man.
But yeah, that shared trip, I always find that very interesting and weird. But also I feel like there's something happened where you've mentioned it, and that's what it's in their consciousness. Yeah,
100%. I think that's what it's. Well, so after I did this fucking trip and I can't fucking explain anything that's happened to me, I remember I phoned our dad, right, and I was just like, I just did DMT. He's like, oh, you're right. Why? And I was like, oh, I've just heard about it on a podcast. Friends recommended it, and I tell him about the whole thing. And I was like, and all the like visual stuff distorted and stuff. He's like, I can show you what you saw. I can show you like all like the images that you saw when you were on that and on acid and stuff. And I was like, what? And he goes, there's a computer simulation of it, because they can basically they know how light refracts in your eyes or whatever, and how your brain works. So there's this program where it's just basically you pick any scene from a movie, and then it will in the background be doing Google searches of different shapes, different pictures of animals, and it will splice those randomly into the background, but in ways that we can only sort of see. And when I watched that, I'm like, oh, yeah, that is absolutely okay. Well, there's a science explanation of what I saw there, and even the way the things were moving and stuff. Like he showed me, and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's the way the stuff on the carpet was wriggling and whatnot. That doesn't make sense. And I was like, and what about all the other stuff? And he just went, yeah, maybe that's what happens when you smoke dreams. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. Maybe it wasn't, because I was like, it's definitely my subconscious. Yeah, it's definitely. I think that's of course that's what it is. You're just tapping into this. You think about how little we know about the ocean. Yeah, and how little we know about space. That's nothing compared to how little we know about what goes on in our fucking brain. Yeah.
Well, that was quite a long, wasn't it? Yeah. I regret bringing it up. Because that's the other thing. It's very hard to talk about that sort of stuff and be funny, I think. Smoking dreams is good, but a lot of time you're just going, like if you're meeting these dimensional beings, it's hard to not sound like just a bro.
people don't listen. I don't think people listen to this podcast because it's solely funny.
Oh, right.
I think people probably did. I think a lot of people came and been like, I'm going to listen to this podcast because I expect it to be funny, and then it was for a while. And then obviously me and Kyle ran out of stuff to talk about, and we don't really have that much chemistry since he's, comedy blind.
Yeah.
I think people just listen to this, but a lot of people describe it as a lifestyle podcast.
Right, okay.
And I think we've done enough laughing. I think when you come on the podcast, it's already twice as funny as the other ones.
Oh, good.
So,
well, I'm always worried
good,
anytime that I'm in my head going, well, me haven't laughed for 10 minutes. We're just talking about serious stuff here.
Yeah.
And that's all in life as well. I'm always like, do something. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Me and Cullen always do the podcast that I laugh the most at, but I know that doesn't mean anything because we also laugh a lot when we play FIFA, and whenever Cara sees us play FIFA, I see her play with her engagement ring. So I'm like, she's like, do you have anything to... Is that 45 minutes overall?
Yeah.
Or since?
Overall.
Right, okay, so we still... Sorry.
Oh, still got more?
Yes.
All right, cool.
I'm keeping you away from your son. I'm giving you a nice time away.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's not...
the sun thing's good, but I am hungry. I haven't had
Yeah.
any lunch yet.
I often feel, and I thought I used to have whenever I go on tour a lot, or when I have to travel a bunch, I get it now as a dad with a lack of sleep, which is there are not enough places in the world that just offer you a bed for 3 hours.
Yeah, I think about that. I would say in the Fringe there should be like a hammock shack.
There should be in every train station, in every airport. There should just
there also is. They're called hotels.
No, that's
you can book them by the hour if you're a prostitute.
Yeah, no, a sex worker, you piece of shit. I may still say retard, but I'll.
Do they not say prostitute? What if you are a prostitute? What if you're just a prosy and you're not a sex worker? You're not doing all the glam stuff.
I think it's all sex work.
Oh right, okay.
I think prostitution just
sex worker makes it sound so businessy.
Yeah. Well,
is that what they want? I suppose it's a job.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for all of them, but I will speak for 75% of them.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Gotcha. It's like Baba Black Sheep. You can't say that anymore. It's Baba Rainbow Sheep.
Is that true?
It's true.
Huh.
I don't think black people were going. That was the problem.
No, but
the nursery rhymes were.
But I don't think that's ever the problem with racism. I don't think it's ever like the people on the end of racism being like, you need to stop saying that. I think it's if you give racist people the song "Blah Blah Black Sheep," they can just easily turn that into ammunition.
Yeah,
it's just like it's
I bet they wouldn't have thought to turn it into ammunition until it got changed though. Like when the left went, okay, we'll change it to Rainbow Sheep. I think the right went, hang on, is that offensive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we could have made that more offensive.
Yeah, now it's my favourite song in the entire world.
Baba N-word sheep.
Yeah, how is it number one? What is wrong with this country?
Pretty good fun.
I honestly, if you wouldn't even need that much space. Like, you could just rent a house or a building in the middle of Edinburgh. You could get fucking 32 beds there.
Yeah.
All stacked.
Get a key so nobody can come in.
No.
We'll offer breakfast afterwards. Wi-Fi for free, obviously.
Wi-Fi for free. Coffee for when you wake up on your way out. That's just free. That comes with it. There's a snooze
we
button.
Could call it Premier Lodge.
Yeah. There's a snooze button in there, and the way you do that is you just tap your card to it like an Oyster card. So if you wake up after 2 hours and you're like, you know what, my fucking flight isn't for another 2 fucking hours and I'm absolutely exhausted, just take your card, you book it, and you're like, 1 more hour snooze.
That's pretty good.
Still in there.
That is good business.
Yeah. I honestly. And then what you do, right, is if there's every time when it's all full, lock all the doors. That's 32 ransoms.
Yeah.
And you only need to do that once, and then you're out.
It's like human roulette.
Yeah. Well, it's like human roulette because you don't know who you got in there. Because some people in there might be fetching £1 million ransoms.
That's true.
Like, you might have found the daughter or the son of some sort of millionaire.
I feel like if you're a millionaire, you're probably just going to get a hotel for a bit and not sleep in a pod.
It's your kid. It's your kid who's traveling around the world,
right.
And it's like, I'm doing it on my own. It's like,
I've seen the kids in Succession though, and they're not going to go, I'll sleep in the little pod.
No, those are multi-million ransoms.
Oh, right,
I'd pay $1 million for my kid.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Good to know.
I'd have to sell a lot of stuff.
Well, I would not be putting that out into the world as well. Do you know what I'd pay for my kid? $1 million. His name starts with a C. This is his address. You can find where I live pretty easy.
Yeah,
That's my agent.
He likes raspberries and cocoa melon.
He's no teeth, so he can't bite you.
Well, and he
I will pay $1 million for that kid.
at least.
No
at
questions
least.
asked.
Yeah.
I would pay 5 for mine.
Yeah?
So leave him alone. That's what I'm saying.
5.
Not 5 million, 5 hours.
Just 5 hour.
I think I've still got a chip from the Las Vegas Oyo Casino, and I will give you that for my kids.
And
if you kidnap my child, this is
and
yours.
a Sainsbury's trolley token.
Oh,
so
God,
about £6 all in all. But this one's technically unlimited.
Yep.
It's unlimited pounds.
And I only pay 5 once. You can't steal them every day.
No, I think if you were
Unless you're childcare, in which case I guess I'll pay you £15 to kidnap my kid. I don't know how much childcare is. I was trying to have a wee slam at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you will find out how much childcare is at one point.
Wow, what is that supposed to be?
I just mean you'll do the thing that most parents do, which is you'll be like, maybe we will look into just getting a babysitter for some of the days of the week, like, you know, that we're working and stuff. And then you're like, oh, it's my entire salary.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I like working and being away for the kids, so it's all worth it.
God, I do feel like this is such a... I always find it... The comedians that were parents first and then became comedians as first comedians. It's good for us because, you know, I can't be like, where are you going? I'm like, what do you mean, where am I going?
Yeah.
Where I've always been going, to work. That's the job.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
travel, honey. I'm sorry. And then the time you've known me, I've always travelled around the world. This is what I have to do. She understands that. Cara, guess it doesn't complain. It's fine. We can do that because it's always been the way. If you're like fucking John Bishop or Mickey Flanagan, who were parents first, and then got to stand up.
What the fuck could I do to get out of this house?
What
could I do where I could travel?
Travel, get away.
No qualifications.
Just me, and I need it
Kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah, and I need it so that kids can't go there. Even when it's local, they can't get in the building.
Yeah.
I need it.
It's 18s and over.
It needs to be late at night because I hate bedtime duty. They're at school during the day. That's absolutely fine.
I want to get in late so I can sleep in so I don't have to do the school run.
Yeah. It's just for any parent,
You want an out?
become a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
You get to be 30% of a parent, and they don't get to complain.
I'm finding it quite hard to write anything that's not baby related as well. It's really tough.
Yeah, because there's nothing else going on in your life, mate.
Yeah, that's
There's
it.
nothing.
And I'm really trying.
Yeah.
So I've got, for the Fringe, maybe 10 minutes baby stuff so far, and 5 on vibrators. But I mean,
On
thing stuff.
vibrators?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're featuring in one of the jokes at the minute.
Do I?
Yeah, I was talking about
Oh
this.
God, I hope it's the baby stuff and not the vibrator stuff.
Baby vibrators.
You're talking about my invention.
Yeah.
The one that wouldn't let me on Dragon's Den with.
What do you mean?
No, not to make them come, just to make them
rock.
shake.
Yeah.
They like it. No, it does have.
Oh my God.
No, but I understand the confusion, but I am not changing the name from baby vibrator. I'm sticking on that.
I think the branding works.
Yeah.
I've paid a lot for graphic design already.
Look, you all remember it. You're going to go home to your wives tonight and you're going to be like, some cunt came on with baby vibrator. First words out of your mouth, I bet you.
And was there a need to have balls on it? It stabilizes it.
Yeah, and they jingle.
Yeah, there's a noise. And why does it shoot liquid? To cool them down.
It takes a lot.
Why are you making it weird? It's baby vibrators. It's a normal product. People have these.
$10 million. I don't want
1%.
I don't want anything. I don't want any of the company. I just want all of the stock.
Yeah. Get me out of this hell.
I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna ruin myself.
Why would you say you're going to commit arson on TV? I don't know. The bit is the little joke that everyone likes to make. Everyone that comes to visit will say the same joke when your baby does something weird or gross.
Yeah.
Like if they fart, they go, oh, takes after his dad. And you're like, that's rude. I've never farted in your arms once. But it was on your son's first birthday. He was looking under a skirt. I think it was Cara's skirt he was looking under, and somebody went, takes after his dad. I went, that is a crime you're accusing my friend of, actually. That is not okay. Yeah. And I go, now, if my kid had like a manic depression, a mild coke problem, and imposter syndrome, then we could go, oh, he gets that from me. Yeah, he's got all that from me.
God, imagine a baby with imposter syndrome.
I don't know if
I just don't think
I wabad when I should have googled.
I don't think my fake cry is as good as the other kid's fake cry.
Any attention? No.
I think you've still got, because wait, I've got smiles like your kid now.
Yeah,
He's
smiling now.
Smiling. He's getting laughs, giggles,
Little giggles, like kind of cooey, like.
Yeah. One of the most difficult things about being a parent is
dying on your arse for 3 months.
yeah. There's nobody, and I'm convinced of this. I don't think there's a parent in the world who can do an accurate impression of their baby's laugh, or even an impression of their baby's laugh that isn't terrifying.
Yeah,
because it's like when the baby laughs, you're like, what does it sound like? And when your partner, you want to know everything about the baby that you share together, and you're like, what sort of noise does he make me laugh? And they'll be like, and you're like, God, I hope not. God, I hope that's
his head
not.
spins round. He's loving it. I made him laugh so much he puked bile the other day.
Even if I was to try and do like a genuine impression of my son's laugh, it'd be like, I can't. It's awful.
Yeah.
Like I'm besmirching the good, beautiful name of my son.
Yeah, and if you're good at it, what a weird talent to
Yeah.
have.
What is your son's laugh?
It's kind of that at the minute. He's going.
Oh, so not even a.
Yeah, it's not like proper laugh.
Starts
It's
with a
just
G instead of an H.
like, yeah,
He's not good at that.
He also does like a little gummy smile, and he like kind of looks away bashful. Like if you make him smile, he's like,
Oh, I should. Oh,
it's funny, but I don't know.
have you seen his erection yet?
A couple of times,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very funny because
I had to dress up so much.
Please,
You think of this? You get your shot, Mr. Producer. Yeah.
I obviously, because I'm a man and I grew up a boy, so I know that you just get erections. Erections happen all the time. Sometimes for reasons.
On the
sometimes
bus.
for no reasons.
You're on a bus.
Sometimes you can touch it. Sometimes you can not touch it. Yeah. There are certain strains of marijuana that if you smoke it within 45 minutes, you will be rock hard for like 20 fucking minutes, inexplicably. Like it's
I think you're smoking Viagra, sir.
No, it comes in a blue powder.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah, it's like it's the guy Walter White. He had to do it. Walter Green his name is now because obviously it's a marijuana business. Where's my train of thought gone?
I don't know. We were talking about boners, getting boners.
Oh yeah. So boner all the time. I'm not surprised when you get boners. Whereas Cara, for so long, like after breastfeeding, he would come off and he'd be smiling. We change nappy and have a boner, and she'd be like, do you think that's because I'm like, no, man, he just has a boner. He just has a boner.
Nothing sexual in that at all.
Nothing. It's just.
He's a baby.
It's too early for the Oedipus complex shit. This is where he's getting the Oedipus complex from. We can talk about that in like 5 years maybe, but absolutely not. He's just getting boners, man. He's just getting little.
It's like coughing and sneezing.
Yeah, it's just part
the
and
same
parcel.
amount of fluid.
Do you
have the time
to listen to me whine?
That's enough.
About
something else, and I don't know the rest.
Yeah. I am one of those
melodramatic fools.
Neurotic to the bone, no doubt
about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mind plays tricks
I think
on
we can
me.
just end the podcast there. I think let's sing us out. I probably did, but it was only.
I was doing it like Shatner at the end there. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. I think I've had enough. It's all getting too much. Am I just paranoid? Or something else?
He seems like a mental man.
Shatner, he's nearly dead, actually.
You think?
Yeah, oh God, he said the other day he's not got long left.
He said that?
Yeah.
Who told
him? He's not a doctor, so I don't know what the fuck he's on about.
Yeah, that's... But... I don't think I'll be...
I can't believe a man called Shatner got famous. That would never fly. If he was Scottish, everyone would be like, nah.
Yeah.
He can't be Billy Shatner.
Oh, no, that's Richard's dick. Oh, no, yeah, Willie. Well, Willie Shatner. Oh, if you had the name Willie Shatner in high school here,
hey,
anywhere in like from the 70s,
everyone would call you Poo Dick. I guarantee it.
Poo Dick.
Here comes Poo Dick.
Here he comes, Jobby Bobby. Here he comes, swinging his big brown cock from his white old balls. God, it fucking stinks.
Oh, PU, somebody's having a pish over here.
Oh,
and it's Willie Shatner.
Goes home crying every day, runs upstairs. William, why are you running to bed? You know why, Mum! You know why!
I do. Barbara Shatner.
Husband to Dick Shatner. He has to go through what I went through. It will make him grow into a man.
You took this name, Barbara. You could have kept your...
Well, there's maybe end on this. This is
Shatner? I hardly know her.
that's what they said instead of I do. So Cara is taking my second name when we get married.
Oh, yeah.
And that is because from very early on in our relationship, I was like, listen, I am so progressive. I think it's great that you've got the vote.
You can drive. Not well.
but
you give it a good go.
But you give it a go. That's
Yeah.
on to you. Like how you saw today. I was watching Chelsea women's for your play.
I walked in. You were watching. I saw you changing the channel like this as I walked in. Yeah, just watching some women's football actually. Do all the time and pray. I'm an ally. What can I say?
I'm not. I mean, it was just on, but I was also like, hey, Chelsea. Anyway, I'm progressive. I'm a progressive. I wrote X. Look how fucking progressive old progressive boy is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got loads of blind spots that we're all very aware of, but nonetheless, I'm like, but you're taking my second name.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you're taking my second name. Like, if you've got really strong opinions, I'll back down instantly. But if you're like 90, like if it's anything less than ultimatum for you, I come on. There's enough Mitchells. Let's get a fucking phone book, right? Let's look through that. Loads. Let's look at Slosses. How many are there now?
Not many.
It's your name. I get it. So we've always had fucking laughs about that. She's always been sort of like, she's like, oh my. Definitely taking your name. And then we're getting close to the wedding. I started to feel like genuine fucking... Because it's got to be her decision.
Yeah.
It has to be her decision.
It's such a weird thing, really, isn't it?
It's archaic. It's archaic. Like, I can't justify it. Like, I want it.
That.
I want it, but I cannot justify why I want it.
Yeah. I remember you said to me, one of your friends...
What I can do is because she's my fucking property.
Yeah, she own her now. Yeah, the cow made you a baby.
Yeah.
And now it's yours.
Yeah.
I remember you told me one of your friends took the wife's name, I think, or they come up with a new... I think he took the wife's name, right. And I remember going, oh, God, so can he, like, still parallel park, or...
There was a lot of... I had to do a lot of growing when he told me that.
Yeah,
I had to do heaps of growing. And in order to grow, I had to shed a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I haven't grown.
Outwardly and vocally. Yeah. And it's like a fucking blind... It's one of those things where obviously when fucking Caleb grows up, I'm going to be a dinosaur with these types of fucking thoughts. So I'm trying to do it now. So I like said to her the other day...
That day I'm backwards on that. If Laura said, you're taking my second name and get married, I would go... Why don't I just walk around with a big sign saying, I get pegged? What are you on about? I love like pegging me. Get the baby vibrator, get it in there. There's no way.
I agree with you. But it comes from such a toxic
it's bad. That's what I think.
I've said it before. If Cara were to have gotten down on one knee with a wedding ring, I would have broken her hand, volleying that ring out of it. Why can it not be? Why does it have to be this way?
Yeah. But it's nice to know your blind spots instead of just being like, no, I'm actually...
It is, but do you know what I think the fucking sticking point is, right? It's the same injustice I feel to the fact that, we've spoken about this on the podcast before, you and I both have scars up there from our fucking BCGs.
No, I do not.
Oh, no, we have...
I never got it.
Right, but most of our...
I was immune, yeah.
Most of our generation has these BCG scars up there. He doesn't have one, Matthew doesn't have one, because in the time that I got it... To them, they went, we've discovered that we don't need to do it, or it becomes in a better form that doesn't leave a fucking scar.
Really? I didn't know that.
So he's got no scar on his arm. And so there's been
a bit of culture that you've missed. Punching each other on the arm.
Yeah.
Folk used to come up and hit me, and I'd go, don't have it. Yeah. And the fear in their eyes when they realised they did.
Yeah.
And I got to hit them back, and they're like, fucking hell.
And you're like, still ow though. Still pain. So, like, even though, like, I'm happy that there was a scientific advancement, but also, that's fucked up that they don't get to suffer the fucking thing that I suffered through. That's
it. We're boomers. That's it.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be
That's
part
our
of it.
stuff.
I understand.
You
that,
call
like,
this music?
them taking the second name is this archaic thing. It's this whole thing of like when we used to be proper. I mean, well, I guess it's not always that. Like it's the joining a family. People have different reasons for taking the fucking names, but I'm annoyed that I have to be the generation that has to do the growing.
Yeah.
Even though I'm probably definitely not, because Cara was like, I said to her the other day, I was like, I know I've made heavy fucking hints, and I know I've made the very unsubtle enough jokes, but if you do not want the second name, I absolutely, if it's that important to you, I would never do it. And she was like, I was just trying to wind you up, and I was like, kept it from my face.
Yeah.
Backflips.
Laura's
my little sexist heart.
Yeah,
going,
loved
woo!
See,
Get in the kitchen!
Laura's always said that she wouldn't take mine because she doesn't like it. And lo and behold, she's not married. So I'm like,
Mystery
what?
solved.
Why would I get married to you if then what
you're
would
not
change?
gonna-
Nothing would change.
Yeah.
I'm only paying $2,000 for a ring for you to change your name.
Well, I think it's now actually more complicated now that you got a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to do it because
Yeah, we probably got to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
But because otherwise I wouldn't get them.
yeah.
Loophole.
Oh, life hacks.
Parents, if you don't want to become a comedian
Yeah,
because you thought that's bad, just don't marry the partner.
yeah,
and then kill her.
You
Bingo.
heard it
Then
here
you
first.
definitely won't get them.
Oh no, because I feel like we did too. I think we feel on this episode we did so much like ironic sexism that.
Oh yeah, you can't do
Yeah.
genuine sexism. Can't end on genuine sexism.
aye.
No, you're right. Feel like people know. Surely, do they?
Yeah.
Hopefully, don't
well,
flip
to
out
be
of
fair,
context.
you didn't hear on the fucking last podcast. Kai on International Women's Day turned to his wife when they were having an argument in the car, and he went, "Stop talking."
Amazing.
On International Women's Day.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Every day is International Women's Day to me.
yeah,
I treat them great all the time.
yeah.
I think they're swell.
What did you get, Laura, for International Women's Day?
All my attention.
Oh,
I put the
okay.
phone down for 6 hours.
Just did not pay attention to your son.
Yeah.
She was like, "Please hold your son."
Nope. All about you, baby.
No, I love you so much. I made you brownies. I need to go for a shower. Please hold the baby. I can't even see him.
I shared
not-
a green room this weekend with two women. We'll name them Marjolaine Robertson and Amy Matthews.
Great.
Just the three of us for the majority of it. And they were disgusting pig humans the whole time. They were burping. They were like, sorry, it was just on tapas. They were like, "Ugh." And I went, this has all gone too far. I'm an ally, but I will not sit and be intimidated in this room by you two burping. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And they were like, and then I can't remember, I said something. I went to take a drink and Marlene said, what, you worried your period's going to sync up with ours? And I went, like, spat my drink everywhere. I was like, this is horrible. You got your day, you got your International Women's Day, and now you're running amok.
Yeah. They want more.
Bullying me.
They want a fucking week, man.
You want a week? We already gave Black History a month.
A month.
We're not giving you a week.
Yeah.
There'll be no time left for anything else.
Yeah. Well, only 10 months.
Once you
We'll
got
have white
Christmas,
people.
and Easter,
Yeah.
summer's obviously its own thing. You can't have anything there. Pride?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you... Come on!
When is International Men's Day?
19th of November. Who wants it then?
Yeah, no,
It's cold and wet. It is, yeah. Oh, I know when it is.
Yeah, I bet you do.
It comes around quicker every year. I got one.
All right. Well, do you have anything to plug?
When does this go out? Monday. I'm doing the Glasgow Comedy Festival on Thursday. It's my last ever showing of Doozy. It's my best show yet.
It is.
So come along and see it. Tickets are available.
Bye.